In this video, learn 6 essential trading lessons from top traders that you need to learn. Hi, I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder of SMB Capital, a proprietary trading firm located in Midtown Manhattan, and I'm also the author of the trading classic, One Good Trade, and the Playbook. Dr. Brett Steenbarger, renowned trading coach, and I teach you these 6 crucial lessons from elite traders so you can dramatically improve as a trader.
Thank you very much for having us. We are looking forward to sharing ideas with you about successful trading. Mike Bellafiore and I work with traders, professional traders at a firm called SMB Capital. What is unique about SMB is that we teach traders how to become successful professional traders. So we teach from the very beginning and we coach them. I'm a psychologist by profession. We mentor them. Mike and Steve do much of the mentoring, and we help those traders grow to be successful. In today's presentation, we are sharing with you some lessons that we have learned from the most successful traders at SMB. These are traders making hundreds of thousands of dollars each year, and in some cases, millions of dollars each year. They've been very successful. We see what they do every single day, and we want to share with you the lessons from their successful trading. Okay, so let's start with lesson number 1. And Mike, jump in at any time, obviously. Lesson number 1 is the importance of keeping score. Now, what we mean by that is that you track the profits and losses of all of the trades you place, and you keep records so that you can see which trades are successful and which trades are not. At SMB, we use a platform, a program called TraderView that is a database of all of the trades that each trader places. So we can identify how many winning trades and losing trades there are. We can identify how much people make in their winning trades, how much they lose in their losing trades. We can track the types of trades they make and see which ones are more successful. We can also track where their success is coming from as a function of time of day. Sometimes people make money during one part of the day and not during other parts of the day. So we are able to examine the patterns of success and the problems that traders have so that we can quickly identify what they're doing well, what needs improvement, and we can help that learning process.
So let me offer an example from our desk and with somebody that we work with, that Dr. Steenbarger and I work with. And this is a picture of SWang, and this is a picture of SWang receiving his black shirt. You receive a black shirt, you earn a black shirt on our desk if you make $2 million net in P&L for the year. That's not over the course of your career. That is not before fees and expenses. This is net. And recently, SWang experienced a rare a rare drawdown, a rare bout of inconsistency in his trading. And we took a look at the numbers. He came in with, as Dr. Steenbarger said, his trader view stats. And he had many days in a row of being inconsistent and negative, which was unusual. And from looking at those stats, Dr. Steenbarger said to SWang, don't let your swing trading get in the way of your SWang trading. He was taking on new and newly additional risk on his swing trading and getting away from what he did well. And what is so amazing, but yet so inspiring, as you said, Dr. Steenbarger, is that this is somebody who is a star trader. But yet when he started to do something outside of his unique strengths, his results materially changed. And when he was pointed in the right direction as to what his strengths are by Dr. Steenbarger, he got right back into being that star trader that he was. And in fact, he came into our monthly meeting just the other day and was smiling ear to ear about how he had just gone on a wonderful hot streak and had made $440 plus $1,000 in the last 30 or so calendar days, when focusing on SWang being SWang.
Mike, if I could just jump in here. Traders in the audience, this is so important what Mike is telling you. When we keep score and track our winning trades, our losing trades, what we find out is our strengths. We find out what we are good at as traders. And the goal of becoming successful is to do more and more of the things that we are good at. As soon as we try to be someone different, as soon as we get away from our strengths, even the best of us, like SWang, become unsuccessful. We can only be successful by being better versions of ourselves. We cannot be successful by imitating someone else or trying to be someone different. And SWang showed that, and like Mike said, ended up very happy at the end of the month that he had gotten back to who he really is.
Another trader that we work with at the firm, when he first started getting good, asked to talk to our floor manager and myself about receiving additional capital for a particular type of strategy. And I ask our floor manager to chat with the trader about the topic so that I'm prepared. And so I knew before the meeting that the trader was going to ask for more capital for a very specific type of trading. And before the meeting, I have to admit, between us, I was not particularly excited about having this meeting and having this discussion on capital on a strategy that I didn't hold in very high regard. I didn't think this particular strategy was something that you really could build a career around. I was skeptical that this trader should be spending so much time and energy on this one particular type of strategy. And so what did that trader do? Well, he came in with his trader view stats, and he kept meticulous stats for this one particular strategy, and he dumped it on our conference table in our conference room in New York City and showed us his results. and his results were phenomenal. His equity curve, as we say, was straight up. All he did in the strategy was make money. And it was clear to our floor manager and to myself as to the management decision that we needed to make next, which is absolutely we're going to give you more buying power for this particular strategy. But think of yourself the way that I am thinking about managing somebody like this trader. Would I give this trader more capital without seeing really good results? No, I would not. Our firm would not. Should you give yourself more capital, more risk on trades until you have proven that you can trade these strategies profitably in real time? You should not. And so, just like we do at our firm, prove to yourself you can make money in a strategy. Measure the types of strategies you're trading, and then and only then give yourself more risk for those strategies.
Super quick, Mike. Great point. We have to earn the right to grow our trading. And that's what keeping statistics and measuring helps us do.
If you want to learn 3 real-world setups that our traders use, including the simple setup that we teach all of our new traders and the setup that turned one of our traders into a 7-figure big money earner, check out the free webinar that we're currently running. Just go ahead and click the link that should be appearing right now at the top right-hand corner of your screen. That's going to open up this free registration page in the new window. So don't worry, you're not going to lose this video. You're going to learn more in a couple of hours from this trading workshop than from years of online education.
Now, the next lesson is turning our goals into plans. When we review our trading at the end of the day, maybe at the end of the week or month, we're trying to identify where we can make improvements. We're also identifying what we did well during that week or during that month that we want to keep doing. And we turn those into goals. We look for ways we could improve in our trading. And that becomes a goal for the next week or for the next month. But the goal does not have power until we turn it into a concrete, specific plan. So it's not enough to say, oh, I need to manage my risk better. I need to control my losses better. That's not enough. We need a plan that tells us, how are we going to do that? What specifically are we going to do to make sure we are controlling our losses? When we turn a goal into a plan, it becomes alive for us. And we can work that plan, and we can turn our performance review into true performance learning.
Dr. Steenbarger works with some of the biggest institutional hedge funds, big money traders, teams of traders in the world. And on a much smaller scale, one of the things that I felt personally that I did well in 2018 was to become open-minded to coaching a select number of very elite traders outside of my firm. We have lots to do at our firm here. We have lots of great traders here, but I wanted personally to grow as a managing partner, as a coach, as a trader. And so I started to work one-on-one with these elite traders. And there's something that became very clear to me, getting a look at the traders that are elite at SMB, and then the traders that are elite outside the firm, trading different products, trading different types of markets. And so one of the traders in this picture on the right is Austin Mitchum. We call him Slayer. That is the nickname that we've given him. And he's a terrific Australian equities trader, a market that has nowhere near the opportunity that the US markets has. And he works at a hedge fund / prop firm in Sydney, Australia. And I've had the good fortune to visit him on his trading desk and work with him on a daily basis. And one of the things that's just so clear to me when you work with these elite traders is that they're different. And they're different in a very specific way. They're different in that when you give them something to work on, when they identify an area that they want to work on, an area that they want to get better at, a goal that they want to turn into a plan, that they don't just sit around and talk about, hey, how I would like to improve my stock selection. I would like to stop trading stocks I should not be trading. They immediately, and with specificity and with intensity, draw up a specific plan as to how they're going to go about doing that tomorrow. Whereas underperforming traders, unfortunately, and I see this particular in our monthly reviews, or when I'm at an event talking with independent and retail traders, underperforming traders talk more generally. They say, well, I need to get better at stock selection. They say, I really need to stop trading these types of stocks. And then they kind of stop talking and they move on to the next idea. No. Elite traders are intense. It bothers them to their core that they are doing something like trading stocks they shouldn't be trading, or trading setups that are not their strength. It bothers them to their core. It burns inside of them. There's literally physical pain that you can hear if you talk to them or see in their emails that they're not living up to their standards. And so, as Dr. Steenbarger was saying, identify your solutions, but then be specific about them and start executing immediately if you want to be like these elite guys.
Just one little added point to that, Mike. What you say is so true. The really successful traders I identify by what they are doing when the markets are not trading. When there's no trading going on, what are they doing? And the really good ones are reviewing their trading, they're learning, they're networking with other good traders, they're getting new ideas, they're working on their game. Just like an athlete, when a game is not being played, what are they doing? They're practicing, they're working out, they're doing drills. That's what successful traders do. Okay, number 3, process is our focus. We focus on process. We don't just focus on profits and loss. A common ingredient among successful traders is that they develop many processes, many routines for doing what they do well. They have a process for generating ideas in markets. They have a process for figuring out how to turn those ideas into trades that have a good risk reward. They have a process for sizing their positions and managing their risk. And they have a process for reviewing their trading and learning from their experiences we talked about. And they become very consistent in their trading because they have consistent processes. Now, as Mike can share, successful traders not only have trading processes, they have personal processes. In other words, they have routines for running their personal lives. And some of those routines involve getting good sleep, getting good exercise, enjoying their life outside of trading. All of these things give them energy so that they can be focused and at their peak during their trading. So our time outside of trading is just as important. Have that in a process fashion as our trading.
So this is Shark, and this is Shark receiving his black shirt last year. And Shark, we've been very fortunate to work with, and we've been very fortunate that some of the people that have applied and trained at our firm out of college were super talented people. And in this case, not just a super talented individual, but even a better person. And everybody wants to learn more about Shark for those who follow SMB. So I'll tell you a little bit more about Shark. And I will hint to you that while you get a black shirt for netting over $2 million, we probably should have another shirt for maybe SWang and Shark, because they made much more than that. But one of the things about Shark, and in working with Shark, stands out to me so clearly. And I'll just sort of take a half a step back and set the context for it. So at the end of the year, we challenge our traders to create a yearly goal, to create yearly goals for themselves in their trading. And then they present them to Dr. Steenbarger and myself and our floor manager. And we meet in our conference room and we talk about the yearly goals that they've mapped out for themselves. And they do it in front of their teams. They do it in front of the junior traders, in this case for Shark, since he's a senior trader. And so everybody puts it out there, what they're working on, what their goals are, what they hope to accomplish. And so Shark sent over his yearly goals after a particularly good year. And when I read what he wrote, it just stopped me in my tracks. And he said, my goal is to make 8 figures in the future. That's north of $10 million. And that figure stopped me in my tracks. But then what came next did as well. And it was the more important thought, which is he didn't just say, I want to make $10 million in a particular trading year. He then started to lay out the path, the track that was going to get him there, the things that he needed to do, even being such an elite trader, that was going to put him in a position to be able to accomplish that goal. And so, the takeaway from somebody like Shark is that here is somebody who, after an amazing year, is not satisfied. And he is pushing himself to do better. And he is specifically pointing out the things that he can do better at that's going to help him to get to that next level. So whatever level you're at, if you're somebody who's not even consistently profitable yet, what are the things that you can do to help you to improve? If you are consistently profitable, if you're making $100 a day, that's terrific. How do you get to the point where you're able to make more than that? If you can make $5,000 in a month, how can you get to the point where you can make $10,000 in a month? And I can tell you that Shark and SWang used to make consistently $4,000 to $8,000 a month after a period of time that it took them to get good. And then they set new goals. And so think about what you can do specifically in your trading to take those next steps.
Mike, can I jump in here? Again, a really good point. They are, the successful traders are competing against themselves. They're not competing against the market. They're surely not competing against other people. They are trying to improve their performance day over day, week after week, month after month, year after year. They're competing to be better and better against their past. And that's what moves them forward.
I'll invite all of you to go to our YouTube channel. At the bottom of the slide is the link to get there. You can just go to YouTube and type in SMB Capital. And on this point about the importance of process, we share a video for the trading community about 20 habits that are essential to become a highly profitable trader. It is a template that you can take a look at in this video and perhaps use for you putting in a routine, you putting in a process for you to take that next step in your trading. It's not meant to be the things that you definitely all should do. These are ideas that are there for you to consider. Many of these things we do use on the desk. But I think the best way to go about it is to watch the video, check out our ideas, and then for you, and this is my challenge to all of you listening and watching, for you to come up with your own routine. What are the things that you're going to do every day that you're going to commit to that's going to help you get better as a trader? And that can't be just turning on your screens and trading live. That's not how these guys become great. It has to be, as Dr. Steenbarger said, what are the things you're doing after and before markets? What are some of the things you're doing in real time? But create that path, those best practices that you can turn into habit that will drive your success, that will drive your improvement.
Okay, I'll pick it up, Mike, because we want to leave some time for questions and answers at the end. The next lesson is sustaining our focus, our attention. As we know, trading can influence our emotions. There's risk in trading, there's uncertainty in trading, and it's easy for us to get into a stress response of flight or fight, where we become anxious, we become frustrated, and those emotions can interfere with our decision making. What we have found with the top traders is that they know themselves. They know when they're becoming frustrated, they know when they're becoming bored, and they are able to step away from trading temporarily to regain their focus. Sometimes they do meditation with something like the Headspace app. Sometimes they do physical exercise. Sometimes they just splash cold water on their face and get away from the screens. But the idea is that the priority for the successful trader is not trading. The priority is having a good focus, having sustained attention so that they can make the best decisions possible.
Dr. Steenbarger, I actually think this is some of your best work of late. We sit around, people like myself sit around and try and think about how to help traders improve because we're running a P&L proprietary trading firm here, and our primary business is if our traders are not making money, then we're not making money, and potentially worse. And so you make this just astute point and focus on the idea of, it's not about necessarily passion. It's not necessarily about the number of hours you're working. It's specifically about focus that leads to success. And I find that to be, I find the way that you've shaped that idea to be much more sophisticated and helpful than a lot of the stuff we've read in the past.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And certainly on my blog, the trader feed, blogspot.com, there are a number of ideas, exercises that traders can learn from to improve their focus. The next lesson is teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. And what we mean by teamwork is teaming up with other traders. It might be at a trading firm like SMB on the trading floor. It might be online with people that you have things in common with. But you are reaching out to others and you are supporting each other. You're learning with each other. You're learning from each other. And that teamwork accelerates the learning curve. When you are learning your lessons, but you're also sharing in other people's lessons, your learning doubles and triples. And that's what we find on the trading floor at SMB. The traders are organized in teams, and the young traders learn from the experienced traders, and everyone learns by sharing their ideas out loud.
I'll share this quick anecdote that you were involved with Dr. Steenbarger on our desk. And so there is a terrific team leader who runs a terrific team. All the traders on this team are making the most progress at the firm. The team overall is surpassing the performance of all the other teams. And there were a couple of players on the team who I had some strong words for, who were not fully cooperating, communicating, collaborating with this particular team. And I said to them, you have this incredibly diligent, succeeding team leader with junior guys in the team all making tremendous progress, more progress than anyone else at the firm. And yet the two of you have this incredible opportunity to tap into this team leader, and you're not taking full advantage of it. And I just don't understand that. I don't understand how you could let that opportunity slip away. If it were me, I would be sitting right next to that team leader and be involved in every conversation that team was having. And if they got up and went to lunch, I'd follow them. In fact, if they got up and went to the bathroom, I'd follow them too. I'd want to be involved in more. And
yeah, I hate it when you follow me in the bathroom, Mike.
So we, and I have to admit, between us friends, I have to admit that I said it right there in recap very differently than I actually said it live, as Dr. Steenbarger can attest to.
Yes.
And it's because the traders at our firm who are doing the best are doing it collaborating in teams. This is both true as discretionary traders. This is also true on the automated trading side. Even the automated traders who are doing the best at our firm are doing it in teams by collaborating.
Let's jump to the last lesson so we can leave time for Q&A. So crawl, walk, run. What that means is when you are starting out as a trader, you start as slowly and small as possible. So for instance, the traders on the SMB floor start their trading in simulation mode. They trade real stocks in real time, and they're keeping score, but they're not putting any money at risk. They are simulated trades, they are practice trades. And only when they do well in the practice trading do they start to trade a small amount of money. And then as they do well with a small amount, they grow. And so they first crawl, then they walk, and eventually they get quite a bit of money to trade, and that's when they run. The whole idea here is that you want to make all of your mistakes as a trader when you are trading smallest. You want to protect your capital, protect your money during your learning curve, so that once you are trading well, that's when you can take more risk and make more money. I'll just mention one other quick idea, and this is very important, and Mike can certainly speak to this. What I find in that crawl, walk, run process is that people not only learn how they trade well, they learn what to trade. It turns out that what people trade is just as important as how they trade. Some things are moving more than other things. At SMB, traders are very good at identifying what we call stocks in play and taking advantage of their movement. In fact, a certain person I know has a book called The Playbook that describes how that is done. Mike's book is very helpful in that way. But that's a big part of crawl, walk, run, is not just learning how to put on trades, but learning what to trade.
I'll supplement what you said with two thoughts. Win the stage you're in. There's different stages that you're going to be in as a trader. Focus on doing what's necessary to succeed in that stage. At our firm, there's a foundational stage. So our traders take SMB DNA, and then they take SMB the winning trader. Win that stage. Be the best student in SMB DNA. Then there's a sampling stage where you're trying different types of setups and trying to find your unique niche. For instance, SWang, if you asked him or made him trade like Shark, would do very poorly. Shark, if you made him trade like SWang, would do very poorly. They both have unique cognitive and personality traits that they want to tap into. Then there's the adoption of technology. We have great technology at our firm. Filtering, scripting, automated trading. Traders have to get their feet wet with technology. Then traders are trying to become a consistently profitable trader. And so the first book I wrote is One Good Trade. We call that being a CPT, but you're trying to be consistent with your trading. And so when I say win the stage, before you become a consistently profitable trader, you should not be trying to be a really big trader. You should not be trying to put on a lot of size with a particular trade. That's the next step. Sizing is that next stage. And then the next step after that is breadth. So, we had a conversation actually, Dr. Steenbarger, with somebody who's super talented, who we're a little bit confused about why he's not doing as well as he should. And he's really not yet consistently profitable. And what he's doing is he is trying to win the stage of breadth. He's trying to do too much stuff when he should be focusing on the 3 trades that he's best at, or the 4 trades that you're best at, as opposed to 15 different types of setups that all that's happening there is he's just figuring out how bad he is as a trader when he tries to do too much. And then there's advanced breath. You want to win each of those stages. I am going to take an educated guess that there are a lot of traders in the room who are developing traders. And what we have seen over the course of the years with developing traders is that they may not be as good as they want to be yet. They may not be like a shark yet. But remember, Shark and SWang, when they first started as people in our training class. They started going through our foundation. They started going through SMB Foundation. And when they started live, they didn't make money right away. And in fact, it took them, a good 9 months before they even became consistently profitable. And then when they were consistently profitable, they were making just a little bit of money. And then even when they were, kind of good, they were still making $8,000 to $10,000 a month. And then from there, they were working on building that up. And so my point is, this whole game is a process. And if you're not where you want to be at the moment, focus on not being discouraged by that, but understand that is part of this whole process. You're not there yet. You're not a star trader yet. But if you keep working, if you put that process in place, if you find your niche, like SWang has, like Shark has, if you put in a really good process, if you put best practices, turn them into habit, and are consistent with your execution, you're around people that care about you and that support you and that can help you. And there are people that have gone on to have just extraordinary careers. So not yet.
And Mike, just one little addition to that. You're so right. Sometimes you have to try many different styles of trading. And you have to try trading different kinds of things before you can see what you are good at. And that's where the practice trading is so important. You try different styles. It's just like sports. You could be very good at one sport and not very good at another one. You could be very good at one type of trading and not good at other styles. You want to discover what you are good at. And that often means trying different things. I want to wish you a lot of luck in your trading and in your development. And it's been an honor and a pleasure to be able to speak with you.
So now it's your turn. Which effective trading technique discussed in this video are you going to implement into your trading? Are you going to keep score of your trading? Or are you going to turn goals into plans? Or perhaps there's something else that you learned from this video that you're going to add to your trading? Let us know by leaving a comment below right now.